Hi everybody, this is Steve Rios, your positive Mia-Rican. That is a Miami, Puerto Rican. And today we're going to be making my Mia-Rican CheeseSteak. Kind of like a Philly cheesesteak, but I'm not from Philly.
Okay, what you got to do first is get yourself your pot like this. Ooh, that's hot. That's a hot pot. Cats. And put tablespoon of butter in there, okay? Get a couple of cloves of garlic. What is that? Pilon. Oh, there it is. Get yourself your pilon and smash up your garlic. Put your garlic in your butter and call it garlic butter. Okay, and you know what that's for? The only thing that's for is to get your hoagie tasting smoky. You know what that's for? That is so that you can saute your mushrooms separately. So slice yourself up. For one sandwich, I'd say 2 to 3 mushrooms, because they shrink. All right, heat that up. If you want, you can add a little bit of white cooking wine. Where is that white cooking wine? Oh, there it is. In the meantime, I'm also heating up skillet, or a wok in this case. What's a wok? Something you throw at a rabbit. And again, for one sandwich, get yourself a small sweet onion. Peel it and slice it in a way that you'll have like strips, like kind of shreds of onion. Actually, I only did half an onion because for one sandwich, half an onion is enough. Okay. And then get yourself some safflower oil, because safflower oil is lighter than olive oil, definitely better than regular cooking oil, canola or vegetable. All right. So that's nice and light, so that you're not going to be overpowering your Miami cheesesteak, your Puerto Rican Miami cheesesteak, with any kind of heavy oil. You don't want to do that, right? So you cook up your onions. Let them cook for about 4 or 5 minutes. And meantime, your mushrooms look delicious. They're caramelized. And while that's happening, you take your steak. In this case, it was some kind of, did you know what kind of steak it was?
I think it's top sirloin.
Thank you. In this case, it's top sirloin, cut thin. See? And then I'm going to take some of my cooking shears and cut it up and put it in the onions. Okay? And you notice I haven't done any seasoning yet, right? Because traditionally, there's not a lot of seasoning, and the reason is because a lot of times they use Cheese Whiz, which I don't use Cheese Whiz, but Cheese Whiz has a lot of flavor in it, right? So they don't necessarily put seasoning in it. But the problem is, if you don't use Cheese Whiz and you just cook it, you know, do everything else the same, and then use some oil, provolone or some other kind of cheese, then you really don't have flavor. So we can't let that happen. So all I use is a little bit though, because the onions have flavor and the mushrooms have flavor. So I use a little bit of seasoning salt near the end, okay? And then of course, you know, there's been butter. The mushrooms cooked in butter, so that gives it some more flavor as well. All right? So basically, you know, you have thin steak and then cut into strips. And just cook it up, man. It's not a big thing. That's why I put some seasoning salt. You can put any kind of seasoning you want. I just put a little seasoning salt and it seemed to work earlier. My customers from earlier said that it was great, so, right? Nodded her head. Oh, I forgot. The hoagie. The Italian hoagie. Italian hoagie. First of all, you put it in like to toast it, okay? And then once it's done toasting, you're actually going to put it in this same pot, which has the butter and the mushrooms. Okay? So this part is already done. So actually, I should have put that bread in there before because now I'm delayed. And I have 1 minute and 24 seconds before my 10 minutes is up. And you know I don't want these to go over 10 minutes. So, pretend that this is already nice and toasted, okay? All you have to do is put it in here. Put it right on top of the mushrooms and stuff for a minute, right? And it'll catch some of that flavor. See? Doesn't it sound good? All right, and then, oh, I forgot the cheese. It's supposed to be a Philly Miami cheesesteak. I forgot the cheese. Hold on. Good, I have time now. I'll put that back in there. It's kind of funny too. No, it's kind of funny too. The last one I couldn't find tomatoes, and then I finally remembered that I put the tomatoes in already. So this is the cheese, and where is that cheese? Where's that cheese?